You know what's crazy is the Bad Bunny halftime show is the most watched Super Bowl halftime show ever.
When Bad Bunny goes over and like taps the kid to wake him up because he's asleep on the chair, we've either been that kid or we know a kid that's done that. It's those little things that made me emotional because they're things that I can relate to.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Gay Rugby Podcast. I'm Jack.
And I am Ozzie.
And today we are in a hot tub.
I know. This is kind of fun.
Yeah, you know, a week ago it was actually the Super Bowl.
It was.
A week ago to the day. And that's why we wanted to talk a little bit about the Super Bowl, but mostly about the Super Bowl halftime show and my man,
Bad Bunny.
Benito.
Excuse the awkwardness of the way we're holding everything in here. It's just that we don't want to get these mics wet and electrocute ourselves because then that'll be the end of the podcast.
Yep. That'll be the end. That'll be a good way to go, though. They were like, how did Jack and Ozzie die? They were doing a podcast in a hot tub.
And they electrocuted themselves.
And then they'll watch the footage and we'll be talking about how hot Bad Bunny is and how much we love Puerto Rico. What a good way to go.
Yeah, maybe. I just, when my time comes, I just want it to be quick and painless.
Cheers to that.
Cheers.
Yeah, should we talk about death for a second? Such is life. Death.
We don't have the bubbles on because it would make too much noise, but I feel like the bubbles help keep me in place right now. I keep trying to float away.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess you're buoyant.
Full of air.
Yeah, I'm pretty weighted down here, as it seems.
Yeah, hold on to me if we ever end up in the ocean. I'll float us right up to the top.
Yeah. So you know what? Ozzie actually had a Super Bowl party.
I did.
And guess who was not invited? Guess who saw it on social media the next day and who had no plans that day and didn't do anything?
Okay, to be fair, I didn't plan it. It just happened to be at my house, but I didn't plan it. So,
who planned it?
Jonathan planned it.
Oh,
yeah.
So, I might have a bone to pick with Ozzie's husband after this.
Okay, I want to see that fight.
No, I'm kidding. I've actually been to a Super Bowl party at your house before. It was a ton of fun, and it looked like you had quite the crew.
Yeah, it was. It was a lot of fun. I'm a big fan of Bad Bunny, so I was like, I'm not necessarily. I didn't have a horse in the race. I'm a Rams fan.
I'm a Patriots fan, but we can talk about that later.
No, let's talk about that. That's kind of fun. How did that feel? Taking that big L?
Well, to be honest, the game was not very entertaining.
It was not exciting at all, honestly.
I feel like most Super Bowls are kind of a letdown. I don't know if the pressure is getting to their heads or what, but for me, I was like, when are the commercials? And even the commercials this year sucked.
Yeah, I mean there was like a couple good ones, but none that I'm like, oh, that one was memorable.
Yeah, and most of them were AI.
Which is like not cool.
Really disappointing.
Like the Dunkin' Donuts one was like all AI.
Yeah, I didn't like that at all. Sorry, Dunkin', but can we not
do better?
Can we support real humans making real art?
Yeah,
like Bad Bunny.
Yeah. Let's talk about Bad Bunny.
Yeah, let's talk about Bad Bunny. It was the second Super Bowl halftime show that I saw because I actually preferred to watch the unofficial Super Bowl halftime show.
Oh, Turning Point's version?
Turning Point USA.
Oh, I cancel him. You're done. You're canceled.
I'm doing a bit, you guys. I didn't. But you know what? I don't pay for streaming services. So when I was looking up to watch the live feed of the Super Bowl halftime show, I accidentally clicked on the Turning Point USA halftime show because it was front and center on YouTube. I said halftime show, and then it popped up, and I'm like, okay, this is not where I want to be right now. This is not Bad Bunny. Just the fact that they think that they needed to do that, like American culture is so boring, dude.
Well, it's just so tribal. It's gotten to the point where, and we don't want to get too political here, but it's just gotten to this point where we're having alternative shows, like really, and like the irony is that they, this particular side wants to promote unity, inclusivity, but then they go and offer an alternative to the halftime show, which is ironic to me, you know?
When have they ever said that they want to have inclusivity on the right?
Well, this is what they say. I'm just saying that's not what they practice. This is it's garbage that comes out of their mouths.
But without getting too political,
Yeah.
The actual Super Bowl halftime show was absolutely incredible.
Oh my God. Yeah.
I'm working on my Spanish. I didn't understand a lot of it, and I know he uses a lot of Puerto Rican slang as well. So even if I did speak fluent Spanish, which I'm working on, I feel like I still maybe wouldn't have been able to.
Yeah. Well, the Puerto Rican accent it's hard to understand also, you know. Argentinian Spanish is also hard to understand. Cuban. I mean,
they're different dialects. They're hard to understand for us, for you. But yeah, I mean, even Spain, you know, Spanish is spoken differently across the world.
Yeah.
But even, you know, English, going to Ireland.
Yeah.
And speaking English there, I'm like, half the time, like, what are you saying?
Yeah.
Just because the accent is so thick. So
yeah, that's how it sounds to us in Spanish. Just the way, like, you know, someone from New Zealand or London.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, I remember. Yeah, we're gonna talk, I guess, from beginning to end. I just want to say that I was so emotional at the end of that performance that I was like, is it me? Is it just me that's feeling this way? And I looked around, and I wasn't the only one. Like my friends were emotional too, and I was like, okay, we just experienced a moment, and it was awesome. But let's start from beginning to end. Like I guess for you,
well, why do you think you were emotional? Why do you think your friends were emotional?
I think, well, because, you know, we've never had someone that looks like us and represents us in a very authentic, unapologetic way. And Latinos, we come in all different shapes, sizes, flavors. Like, you know, similar to rugby, there's a lot of diversity. And so there's a lot of diversity in Latinos and Hispanics and across the Americas. And I think that he's never been one to stray away from his roots, who he is. He's always been true to that. And he's unapologetically authentic. And I think that showed in his halftime show from beginning to end.
Absolutely.
All the Easter eggs, and it was multi-layered. There was so much messaging, so much deep meaning.
And he's also supporting a lot of like local Latino businesses.
Exactly.
In the United States, the Puerto Rican bar owner in New York City, the taco stand
Casa de
in Los
Toñita.
Angeles.
Yeah.
Have you eaten there?
Villa's Tacos, yeah, they're here in Highland Park.
Are they really?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
shoot.
Yeah. We should go
You
check
got
them out.
plans after this?
Yeah, we'll go get some tacos.
Yeah, and just kind of supporting, you know, businesses and dancers and people who are working in the industry.
Yeah.
And just supporting Latino community. Very, very cool.
There's a couple things that were pre-recorded.
Yeah. I don't know. I thought it was really cool. You know, I was also watching social media at the time, so I was seeing in real time people were posting about them loading on the set and stuff, and I thought it was really silly and goofy that all of those bushes were actually people.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. You know, they would have had to carry them out anyway, and they were moving them around, so they're like, you know what? Let's just put people in these bushes.
Yeah. You know what would have been cool if like the bushes at the very end like started dancing and vibing. That would have been so cool.
That would have been awesome. But yeah, I thought it was really cool how it started, you know, in the sugarcane.
Okay, I guess my cat has an opinion about about Bad Bunny's performance because he wants to get into the shot.
You know what's crazy is the Bad Bunny halftime show was the most watched Super Bowl halftime show ever, which I think really speaks to the fact that people enjoyed it, even people who are not part of the Latin community.
Yeah.
I am learning Spanish. I don't speak Spanish fluently, but I fucking danced. I was so happy, and you could just see the emotion on the people's faces that it was a group effort.
Yeah.
You know, like a lot of times you'll have a celebrity or a musician and they come in and they don't really talk to their backup dancers, or it's not like a group project.
Yeah.
They're just like clocking in and clocking out. And it was very clear to me that Benito worked very hard and with everybody, all of the dancers and all of the
vendors, everyone that was involved.
I've been listening to Bad Bunny all week.
Yeah, I mean, you're not the only one. Like, streams are up. Like,
Did you know that the Super Bowl halftime performers don't get paid for their performance?
the dancers?
No, the artists. Like,
Oh yeah,
Bad
yeah. No,
Bunny
I knew
didn't
that.
get
Yeah,
paid.
yeah. I knew that. Yeah.
But I
that's
guess they do it because their streaming numbers go up so much afterwards.
Well, it's you know, it's exposure. It's free publicity for them, so it makes sense. And a lot of times, artists will drop like a new song or a new album or a collaboration.
Yep.
When they perform, or they'll go on tour immediately after. So it's a good way to like launch that, you know, that next step or whatever project they're working on. So that's why they don't get paid for it.
Yeah.
But you get a massive audience. So why wouldn't you do it for free?
Huge. And I'm sure all the expenses are covered, and they do end up making money.
Yeah.
For sure.
I think I really want to like go through the performance
Yes,
in
please.
sections. I
Yeah,
can kind
yeah.
of give
So
you my take.
Yes, please.
You know, when Bad Bunny came crashing down through the casita, and you know, there was a family. It looked like they were having you know, dinner at the table, and it was just. And by the way, Easter egg there too. There was a radio playing Celia Cruz in the house. Yeah. And you know, the imagery, you saw the Virgin Mary, you saw the different way that the inside of the house was decorated. It's very like our grandparents, that's what their houses look like, you know? And so it was like, oh my God, that's cool. It's like you're stepping back in time. And then again, it's very multi-layered, right? He gets up, he dusts himself off, and he kicks the door open like, I'm ready to continue.
Hell yeah.
You know, that is very indicative of us as Latinos. Like, we get kicked down all the time. We get up and we just continue. We march forward. So I thought that was cool. And then he did Yo Perreo Sola, which is very empowering for women. It's like they don't need a man. They can dance by themselves. Like, so like
I feel the same way sometimes.
So you know, again, there was a lot of messaging. There's a lot of messaging going on. Any feedback on that, or did you notice any of that stuff that I was mentioning?
You know, no, because I didn't grow up in a Latin household. So I've kind of been discovering more of the Latino culture recently, just with my friends. I've lived in Los Angeles for the past 16 years. So, you know, I've gone over to friends' houses and I've seen a lot of what you're talking about with the way that it's decorated and stuff like that. So I thought that was, you know, pretty cool and very powerful. Yeah.
He also, you know, he had like a short little remix at the very beginning where he pays homage to reggaeton artists that came before him, like Tego, Hector, El Father, Daddy Yankee. And I'm sure I will be eviscerated if I don't mention everyone, but I can't remember everyone. But yeah, and then he goes into AO. And oh my God, it was so good. Like it was just high energy, a lot of dancing. Like, again, the imagery.
I loved when they were up on the electrical poles.
Oh yeah, El Apagón.
Yeah, El Apagón.
Yeah.
That was really cool.
Puerto Rico está cabrón.
I started following one of the dancers because she made a video about it on Instagram.
What did you like about that? I'm just curious.
Just that they're like highlighting real like people with real jobs. You know, it felt very much like yes, they were dancers, but also it was like, you know, these people are workers and they're working and they're getting the job done and they're honestly like keeping America going.
Yeah.
You know, and they're doing a lot of the work that no one else wants to do and a lot of skilled work too, you know.
Yeah.
It's hard to be an electrician. I don't know how any of that stuff works.
Well, I think he was also highlighting the fact that like Puerto Rico for years has had a failing power grid issue, especially with the last two big hurricanes that had hit the island.
Yeah,
there's always rolling blackouts. That's why it's called El Apagón, and it's become part of their life. Like they have to live with those circumstances, and so I think he was bringing light to that issue that Puerto Ricans face. And and I didn't know this. Obviously I'm not Puerto Rican, but I do have Puerto Rican friends, and so I know that they say that sometimes like they don't wait for a technician to come out and fix the issue. Like people will climb the post and like try to fix it themselves, and they do in many instances.
Yeah.
But again, that's just a calling to us as Latinos. Is like we're problem solvers. Like, and I don't mean to paint with a broad brush, obviously, but I am, because that's just it's who we are. It's part of our DNA. Like, we find solutions to problems.
I also loved when he was on some sort of dolly, and he had a monologue straight towards the camera, where he's basically was saying, don't never stop believing in yourself. I never stopped believing myself, and look at where I am today.
Yeah,
talking directly to the camera.
And then he hands his Grammy to the little kid.
Yes, he hands the Grammy to the little boy, which I guess is supposed to be the younger version of himself.
A younger version of himself. But also, I think he's calling out to all the little brown boys and girls that are sitting at home watching the Super Bowl. Like, I'm not a little kid, but I felt like a little kid watching that, like saying like, oh my God, that the message is being received. You know what I mean? I was so proud. It's those little things that like made me emotional, because they're things that I can relate to.
I've seen so many people in the Latino community that have been just so reactive to the Super Bowl halftime show. Like you said, I have a bunch of friends who've also said that they cried, or that they felt like a sense of empowerment and community, which I think is really, really cool and special. Yeah.
And then, the wedding that
it was a real wedding.
It was a real wedding.
They had a real wedding during the Super Bowl halftime show.
Yeah. And they got invited because I guess they had extra, that this particular couple, they were getting married. They had extra invitations, and they said like, let's send Bad Bunny an invitation. And Bad Bunny's team reached out to them and said, we'll do you one better. Why don't you come and get married at the Super Bowl? So that was
great
cool.
too, because then they probably didn't have to spend money on a DJ. They didn't have to spend money on catering. They didn't have to invite anyone that they didn't want to invite. Honestly, great way. And that way people, their friends and family can tune in online and still be supportive.
Yeah.
But then you don't have to pay for everyone's shit.
And oh my God, dude. Wait, okay, so when the little
Lady
wedding...
Gaga comes out.
Yeah. Yes, that's when Lady Gaga comes out, and she does her version of her song with Bruno Mars, like with a little bit of Latin flavor,
Oh my God, it was so good. And people were saying that she was offbeat, and that's just not true. She's classically trained, and it's salsa.
Yeah, and I think if anyone thinks that she was offbeat, it's probably because they're thinking she's going to sing the pop version of that song, and that's not how you would have sung the salsa version. Like, she sang the salsa version the way that she sang that version of the song, and it was fine. I thought it was great. And there's a lot of people saying like he could have brought anyone else out. Like, why Lady Gaga? You know what? He could have brought out whomever, and someone would have had something to say about it. So just deal with it.
Apparently he looked up to Lady Gaga.
He's a big fan of Lady Gaga's.
Bad Bunny used to listen to Lady Gaga's music before he was famous, and that's how he learned English. He's a huge Lady Gaga fan, and so the fact that he was able to invite her to perform at a Super Bowl, I'm sure that was like kind of like a dream come true for him.
Yeah. And then they start, then they break down to Baile Inolvidable. At
and
the
did you see
party.
the child on
that's what I was about to mention.
On the benches, on the chairs.
So Jack mentioned that like I had a bunch of people over watching this the Super Bowl halftime show, and when Bad Bunny goes over and like taps the kid to wake him up because he's asleep on the chair, all of us were like, "Oh my God, we've either been that kid or we know a kid that's done that." Yeah,
it's a lived experience. Like, a lot of people.
Oh, dude, okay, that, and you know what else took me back? The wedding cake was a throwback to like back in like I want to say like the 80s. The cakes used to have like these they were like multi-layered cakes that were connected by bridges.
Okay.
And if you look at old photos, I'm sure if you like us as Latinos, if we look at old photos from like the 70s and 80s, it's a wedding or a quinceañera, we'll see those cakes. Some cakes even had like little water fountains underneath them with that would light up. So it was a throwback to like old school cakes.
Yeah.
Which is, I think, something that's very, very Latin. It was another Easter egg like that we would see, appreciate, and acknowledge, you know?
That's awesome.
And then what else? And then
Ricky Martin.
Yeah, Daddy Martin. I'm sorry,
Daddy
Ricky Martin.
I mean, he looks great though.
Dude,
How old is he now?
I don't know, but he looks good. So
Ricky
I'm
Martin
saying-
looks great. Whatever he's doing, it's working. I don't know if
Yeah.
he's eating babies or what.
Yeah, he probably is.
Who knows now?
I want whatever he's having.
Ricky Martin's performance was amazing, and I think that was just another kind of tilt of the hat to the LGBTQ plus community. Didn't Bad Bunny make out with a dude on stage once?
Maybe, I don't know. I wouldn't put it
I think
past
he
him.
did.
Bad Bunny just does not care. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Well, I think he does. I think he does care, and that's why it's
yes, you're right.
important. He cares about marginalized communities and supporting them.
And this song that Ricky Martin was singing, it was a call to Puerto Ricans specifically, saying,
Really?
Yeah, he's saying, don't let what happened to Hawaii happen to you, Puerto Rico, where a lot of their culture gets erased, or like the U.S. mainland comes in and kind of swallows them up and makes them a different version of their prior selves, and not necessarily a good way. So I thought that was very, very fitting, and very, very personal, you know?
Yeah.
And then it was Nueva York. after
Nueva
this.
York. Oh my God. That was so good. There's a huge Puerto Rican community in New York.
Yeah.
And so I think, Benito spent some time there as a kid, and the way that they just kind of recreated a little New York street.
Yeah, with the
they brought
bodega
The
and
bodega, yes.
The barbershop. There was a kid
Did you see
getting his...
Cardi B was Cardi B was just dancing there, and Jessica Alba were
Oh yeah,
part of the
they were in the
dancers.
casita at the start. Yeah,
Yeah.
and so was Young Miko, Pedro Pascal.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And there was again, I'm not going to remember everyone's name, but there was a lot of other artists and celebrities, like the boxers. I cannot remember their names, but there was a pro boxer, a Mexican and a Puerto Rican boxer.
Yeah, I saw them.
as well. So that was cool. But yeah, when they broke out into this song and then
And he falls from the roof.
no, that was before.
That was
I'm talking about. Oh yeah, when he does the
Little stage
like
dive.
the trust
The trust fall.
the trust fall. Yeah, he
Yep.
falls backwards. Yeah. That's when that happens, and he says un shot de coquito en casa de Toñita, or something like that. I can't remember the exact lyric, but he brought out Toñita, which is the founder of the Caribbean Social Club in New York City.
No way.
She's
Okay.
And she's she fights. She's against gentrification. She's
Hell
she's all about maintaining culture, authenticity, and I can't speak for New Yorkers. I'm born and raised in LA. This is. But this is what I know from what my friends tell me. So that was a really cool Easter egg for like true New Yorkers. Like when they saw her, they're like, "Oh my God!" Like because they know who she is. So I thought that was pretty cool too.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. And then my favorite part was the end when he says, "God bless America."
Oh my God. Okay, so I think that's when I got the most emotional. It's when so really quick before that, when he's climbing up the power line. And he's standing up and he's singing. He says, "Ahora todos quieren ser latino, pero les hace falta sazón, batería y reggaeton." I also took it as like him on having a soapbox moment where he's addressing the masses and saying like, in a sense, like they hate us because they ain't us, or like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And kind of rallying all the Latinos and saying like, look at how powerful we are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And how much culture
Yes.
the Latino community
Oof.
has. Country to country,
So then he breaks into his next song, which says, "Por la mañana café, por la tarde ron, estamos en la calle, sal de tu balcón." So he's like saying, like, let's go party. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then the chorus comes in saying the same thing, and then the camera pans out, and you see the dancers coming out, and then you see like a bunch of flags. That's when it started to get emotional because like I knew, I'm like, oh my God, these are all the flags. I didn't know that it was gonna be all the flags of the Americas. I just knew that there was a bunch of flags. So in my mind, I'm like, oh, he's really talking about inclusivity, right?
Yeah.
But then when he says, you know, God bless
America.
Yeah. And he starts to name all the countries of the Americas.
Because the United States is not America.
Yeah.
You know, people will be traveling the world. They'll be asked, where are you from? And they'll be like, oh, I'm from America. Yeah, but where
in America? It's a continent,
It's
you know?
a continent.
And I thought that's when I got teary-eyed.
Argentina, Uruguay, Paraguay.
Chile.
Canada.
Panama, Ecuador. Oh my God. And then, so anyway, so
Y
yeah.
mi suente, Puerto Rico.
Haiti. It was just awesome because I'll say this as a Latino, we're always like shouting out our home country, right? Like if you're from Mexico, you're like Viva Mexico, or like Puerto Rico, Arriba Puerto Rico, or Panama.
USA.
But for him to share that stage with every American country or every country of the Americas, including the Caribbean,
Every single one.
I was like, that's what inclusion looks like. And it was also, I think, a reminder to say, like, you want to make America so great, but this is what makes America great, that we are very diverse and it's a bunch of us. Mm-hmm. It's not just that very few that you think or you want people to think it is. And so I think that's why I got emotional. You know?
I think what made me so emotional was seeing the emotion of everyone who was sharing the field with Bad Bunny. The flag wavers, some of them were crying. And,
yeah.
They had the biggest smiles on their faces.
Yeah.
They were singing along, but there was tears rolling down their face. And you could just tell what a big moment this was to have your country, to have your culture represented on one of the biggest stages of all time, being broadcast all across the world. And you've also seen a lot of videos of people showing the performance to their, immigrant parents and them listening for their country.
Yeah.
And then once their country is called, everyone jumps up and is clapping. They're so happy because they've never seen or heard about their country being talked about in a positive light on mainstream media.
And to be mentioned on one of the biggest events in the US, like that's man, it was so meaningful to many people. And
I know. I would have loved it if someone invited me to a Super Bowl party. I could have experienced that with other people. That would have been really cool.
Well, maybe next year.
Who do you think they'll have at the Super Bowl halftime show next year?
I have no idea.
I honestly, I feel like you can't one up this Super Bowl performance. This might have been
the bar has been set.
The best Super Bowl performance of all time, and it will likely stay the best Super Bowl performance.
Although I will say, I think like
for years to come,
when Kendrick Lamar had his Super Bowl performance,
that's true. Actually.
I viewed K. Dot's performance the same way that I viewed Bad Bunny's. It was multi-layered, a lot of messaging, a lot of imagery. He was speaking to a lot of people, and I loved it. I loved it. And when Samuel L. Jackson would interject and say what he would, his little one-liners, he was kind of like challenging Kendrick, right? And setting the expectations and then telling him what to do, what not to do. Very indicative of like what people of color feel like living in the United States. Like we're supposed to act and look a certain way, and if you don't, then you get called out for it, or you're like less than or othered. So I think there was a lot of parallels between like the Kendrick Lamar performance and the Bad Bunny performance, and again, all of it speaks to minorities, So I thought those were great. So yeah, I don't know. I mean the bar is definitely high. So I don't know.
The bar is high. I saw a video. Someone said that RuPaul should be the next Super Bowl halftime show.
That's
and all the
hilarious.
queens come out. All the guest judges that we still fuck with come out.
That'd be funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Who do you think will be next year? Oh, who
Who
do
do
you
I
who
wanna
do you want?
see?
Yeah, who do you want to see?
Who do I want to see headline the Super Bowl halftime show? My Chemical Romance? Is that too much to ask? I mean, that's my culture. If it were up to me, I'd have My Chemical Romance headline the Super Bowl halftime show. I think I would probably get very emotional
Yeah,
if that happened. I would feel very seen
very seen.
and supported by mainstream media with my little sad boy energy. That's my vote, you guys.
Oh man, I don't know. For me, I don't know. I think Karol G would be
Okay.
good.
Yeah.
I don't know that they would. I don't know that they would do it next year because we just had Bad Bunny, but maybe in a couple years. But I think Karol G would be good,
Yeah.
and it could even be like Karol G, Becky G, Cardi B. Like that would be like a nice little
Ooh.
trinity, you know?
Yeah. I like that.
That'd be kind of cool.
Very cool.
But
Well, thank you guys so much for joining us in the hot tub today.
I know this was fun.
Yeah. Here, I'm going to swim around a little bit and splash.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say just don't take your mic with you. I would not be responsible. Sal de tu balcón. Mañana café por la tarde.
You know what's funny is I have been listening to Bad Bunny all week, and I can't name any of his songs. I can't sing the words to any of the songs.
I love Bad Bunny. I went to go see him in concert in Puerto Rico.
Oh, yeah, you did. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm so jealous. Thank you all so much for tuning into another episode of the Gay Rugby Podcast. We had a lot of fun talking today about the Super Bowl halftime show with Bad Bunny.
Yeah.
And-
If you're not already following us, please go do so. Gay Rugby Podcast on all social media. YouTube is the best way to consume this podcast because you get to see us doing stuff like this.
Yes, and if you're a true fan and you made it to the end of this episode, we really need your support on YouTube. So if you can just put our playlist on while you sleep, put it on mute. We are trying to get monetized, and we need watch hours.
Yes. But also subscribe, hit
Comment.
yes, comment, share, interact, ask us questions. Set your notifications to all so you get notified when
And you do that by hitting the bell,
when new episodes drop,
which is going to be every Monday.
Mm-hmm.
And we want to thank you so much for your support. Keep an eye out for a Patreon coming soon. We have a merch store that we're going to be launching soon as well, and a Facebook page as well. So remember,
Don't just play the sport.
change the sport.
Give me some. Por la mañana café, por la tarde ron. Estamos en la calle, sal de tu balcón. Hey, hey, hey.
Más fotos,
Debí tirar más fotos de cuando te tuve.
Más fotos. Gracias. Hasta luego.
Adiós.
Buenos noches, amigos. Mwah. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of the Gay Rugby Podcast. If you liked this video, do us a favor and subscribe. Hit that bell to change your preferences to notify all, and that way you'll get a notification every time a new episode comes out, which is going to be every Monday. So share this video with a friend, comment, and we appreciate the support. We'll catch you on the rugby pitch. See ya.